Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to something very interesting, actually. Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. This game comes out in about 5 weeks. I have been lucky enough to receive a key for a little bit of a sneak peek at this game, made by the same people who made Path of the Righteous. Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous is what I meant to say, and that's what I said. Okay, moving on. Let's jump right into it. Okay, take up the mantle of a rogue trader, a scion of an ancient dynasty and of daring privateers that reign over their trade, protectorate, and explore the fringes of the known galaxy. Let's do it. So in terms of difficulty, we're going to stick with regular difficulty. This game has so many settings. It's a classic kind of, well, a CRPG in the style of Wrath of the Righteous, I think. Pathfinder, yes, Wrath of the Righteous, that's what I said. Okay, moving on. Alright, so we've got a fair... Wow. We've got a massive amount of character customization options here. I think for the sake of this, we might just go through... I mean, do we need to create a custom character? It's probably going to take me a couple of minutes to do this. Create your very own rogue trader from scratch. The possibilities are endless when it comes to customizing your character and choosing their home world, gender, and background, okay? So let's do this then so you can get a little bit of an insight into this. What is our portrait going to be? Probably, maybe, well, this girl looks pretty cool, actually. I think I'm going to go with her. And hair, do we change our hair if we want to? All right, let's give her a tattoo. Obviously, I'm going to kind of speed through this a little bit. She's got a nice skull on her face. Of course, how could I say no? What kind of implants are we talking here exactly? I don't know. Let's go with this one. And I can't actually really see where they are on the character there. Bold female.
My tactics are flawless.
I agree. Let's go with that one. Okay, Death World. So this one, by the way, this has been very closely made with Games Workshop. Any of you who know anything about Warhammer 40k, of course, you'll know what that means. Anyway, I am the tiniest bit familiar with Warhammer 40k. I played it a little bit when I was a kid. I went to Games Workshop a few times, but I by no means really know what I'm doing here. Okay, so maybe let's go with Voidborn, who are humans birthed in the belly of a void vessel or aboard an ancient orbital satellite. Those who live their lives on void ships become inured to some extent to the reality-altering process of warp travel. +5 willpower, plus intelligence, minus strength. I don't know whether or not I like that. Actually, Hive World gives us fellowship, agility. I tell you what, let's take that. -5 to willpower. And now we're talking about our origin. I tell you what, I might actually just scroll through a couple of these so that you, if you want to, can pause and read these at your own leisure. I'm not sure how many of you watching are fans of this this thing. What is it? This tabletop universe. You know, it's much more than that, but you know what I'm trying to say. I think I want to go with this one. I read Persuasion. I like Persuasion +10, Fellowship +5. We've already got a bonus to Fellowship as well. Intelligence, Fellowship, Persuasion, and Coercion. Yeah, that definitely sounds like a pretty cool character. The high nobility of the Imperium are an enormously privileged and powerful elite, a breed apart from the common masses they rule. Why not? A moment of triumph is a work in progress. Okay, so that's not implemented just yet. Neither is Darkest Hour. However, Doctrines apparently is. Are we a fighter? Are we a leader? This version only contains limited selection of advancement paths for the leader for the second half of the version content. I mean, we're probably not going to get that far into the game anyway, unless you guys really, really want to see more. So we can be an assassin, the masters of finding and executing high-priority targets through any means necessary. Ultimate abilities are Dispatch and Dispatch. I'm assuming that that's supposed to be just the one. Let's be an assassin. We could be a leader or an adept. Can I can do this, can I? Oh, okay, I can do it here. Alright, let's, I don't know, let's actually go with Assassin. If I can get rid of that. Now, I selected that now. Is this, maybe I don't choose this at the moment. Oh, okay, holy smokes. We haven't even gotten into the game yet. I don't know whether or not I'm choosing this one. Anyway, let's have a look here. Seek for the opening. During their turn, the assassin can find one opening for each enemy on one of the enemy's sides. After an attack, the opening is moved to the opposite side of the enemy. Alright, this is... Obviously, there's going to be a lot of information in here. How do I actually pick the assassin? Maybe our second doctrine we can't actually choose yet. We can only choose either of the first ones. Let's go with Adept, who can study enemies and do a dismantling attack. They have medicine, tech use, logic, awareness, law, Imperium, and Xenos. Xenos, okay. Alright, let's go with that then. Okay, so we've got some stats here to implement. Strength measures a character's muscle and physical power. Intelligence. I mean, willpower's kind of down, isn't it? Character's ability to withstand the horrors of war, the terrors of space, and the dreadful opponents they are bound to encounter. High willpower allows a character to exert control over a crowd of near-writing hab workers or interrogate a captured heretic. Let's give that a boost. Because, you know, obviously we had a bit of a drop to that, and we'll take one in intelligence as well. Alright. Looks good to me. Von Valancius Flagship is the name of our flagship. Let's randomize that. Invictum Irabus. One more. The Unforgiven. Alright, let's go with that then. Yep. Very good. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with this character. Obviously, you know, you could spend as much time as you wanted to in here. You can totally randomize it too. Do I give my character a name here? Chiliana. It's going to be our name. Okay, I got a little bit of help there from the internet. However, let's actually jump into the game if you don't mind. I imagine we're going to get a bit of a cutscene here. Did I say that right? I imagine we're going to get a bit of a cutscene here. Sometimes I speak so fast that even I don't know what I'm saying. Is that normal? Do other people do that too? Alright, so we're getting into the actual gameplay now. So 5 weeks this comes out. Round about 5 weeks. Do we have any voice acting? Okay, no we don't. An excellent place for contemplation. The man who has approached you is gazing down into the depths of the vast temple on one of the lower decks. One has the best view of the cathedral from here, mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity. Okay, so we have a lot of choice here. Truly an awe-inspiring sight. The man nods in satisfaction, as if your words have confirmed some thought he had. That is the purpose of all temples to the God Emperor, to inspire awe and reverence. For it is the duty of his servants to persevere in their tireless service until they are presented with a chance to give their very life for the Master of Humanity. Okay, hyperlinks. Words in the dialogue provide detailed information about the world, events, and game mechanics. Hover over them to get additional information. Words are highlighted when they first appear in the text. Scroll up in the dialogue box with the mouse wheel to see the desired term highlighted in colour again. So this one here, Rogue Trader. An Imperial subject with a unique hereditary title, a rogue trader is tasked with exploring and exploiting the still uncharted regions of the galaxy for the benefit of mankind. Okay, interesting. So I right-clicked that and it expanded. Okay, so allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valancius, at your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before. I'm going to try to go slow. There's obviously a lot of reading here. So, you know, let's not rush this. My name is Chiliana. My regards, Chiliana. Or should I say Chiliana von Valancius, scion of a blessed rogue trader house in the service of the Imperium. The galaxy-spanning interstellar human empire ruled by the living god who is known as the Emperor of mankind. Perhaps this kinship came as a shock to you, understandably so, given that all evidence of the connection was lost in the generations separating you and Lord Captain Theodora. It required no small effort on the part of Her Ladyship's servants to discover and verify this blood tie, which has now made you one of the heirs of this dynasty. Okay, wow, alright, yeah, so this is obviously going to be quite a deep, lore-based game. Tell me about the one on whose ship I have found myself. I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back, especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that her ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade, and a woman of immense power and entitlement. The sacred imperial relic document that affirms the preeminent rights of a rogue trader throughout the galaxy. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities. Why is this one kind of green? Do it. Oh no, we've already selected that one. Why am I aboard this vessel? Why have I been brought here? So that you may fulfill your blood duty, Juliana. Whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the rogue trader in deeds blessed by the God Emperor. Your former position may have been different from conventional service as part of one of the institutions of the Imperium, but from now on a different fate awaits you, one chosen for you by the Lord Captain. I advise you to come to terms with this reality as quickly as possible. I assume you had a goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let us address it. But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had the opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord Captain and Master Edelthrad von Valencius are conversing on the observation platform located in one of the wings of the officer's desk. Let us join them there. I shall accompany you. Okay, alright, so rogue trader Theodora von Valencius desires to personally meet with the person... Okay, that was very quick. Movement. Look around and start moving. Holy moly, I would like to get a second to read some of this data, if you don't mind. Okay, what do we... so right mouse, I can click and face a direction. I can also click with left mouse, just like this. Can I scroll? I can. Oh wow, alright. So WASD moves the camera, clearly. And middle mouse rotates the camera.
Follow my lead.
Right mouse lets us choose which way we're going to face. Holy crap, there's a lot going on here. Some objects in the game can be interacted with in a special way. They are marked with specific icons. Click left mouse button on the icon to perform the corresponding action. A massive conference table, obviously crafted from real wood. Okay, it says it down here too. That's our log, is it, down here? Alright, yeah, so obviously we've got a lot happening. We've got a gun, a pistol of some sort, stub revolver. What's this? Inspect. Okay, so we can inspect certain things in the world. Can I get rid of that now? Oh, this would be a character, a biography, reputation, doctrines. Okay, interesting. Adept doctrine in progress. Active abilities. Study enemies. Okay, that will probably come in handy at some point. Conviction. Imperialis. Adherent. I'm guessing this is like a... what would you call it? Morality system, is it, of some sort? Maybe based off of the choices. Yep, heretic, benevolent, imperial. Very good. Alright, looking like we're going to get quite a few members of our party here. We can potentially change through different characters. We've got all sorts going on over here. Inventory. Oh my goodness me, this is a deep game, isn't it, guys? What's this? A character, a journal. Yep, officer's desk. That's going to be on our map then, is it? So this is where we're up to in the quests. That's our map. Interesting. What am I doing? What's happening here? What have I done? I've done something. Have I moved the camera? Oh, wow. I can actually... I don't think I've ever been able to do that before. Maybe that's normal for some games, is it? I don't know. That's kind of new to me. So you can zoom around the map as much as you like. Alright. Okay, I'll try to do this game justice, ladies and gentlemen. I I will do my best. Okay, so I'm assuming... Hang on, we didn't quite finish looking at all these menus. Oh, right, yeah, there's like space combat as well. We have a ship, engine shields. This auger arrays provide the starship weapons with targeting data. Armor, port, starboard, dorsal, prow. Interesting. I'm sure we'll get to that at some point. We have no cargo. Okay, so we're going to be trading. Looks like we might even get access to multiple ships here. Very, very interesting. I'm sure some of you will potentially be very excited about how deep and complex this game looks. Looks like it's going to be. Alright, what's this? Nothing? Tech priest. Tech priest. Laymen interference with sacred mechanisms disturbs machine spirits. In the name of the Omnicia, refrain from further profane acts.
It's about time.
Fair enough. Alright, so you can use Q and E as well. Oh, by the way, let me just very quickly show you that here in the options menu there are 175,000 things that you can control, along with various speeds of rotations of cameras, etc, etc. We might actually just slow things down here a touch. There's a massive amount of, well, not massive amount, but a big amount of graphical options. Difficulty is all fully customizable. Again, please feel free to pause and have a look at some of this if you want to. Okay. Alright, let's actually try and get into a bit of gameplay now. I'll let this video go on for a bit longer than normal. Maybe. Probably. Yes, I will. What's that? That's my face. Where do you want me? I don't know. Let's go over here. May his will strengthen my heart. May my humble deeds be for the benefit of mankind. Yes, I agree. Here he is. How do I talk to this person? Don't I have to follow him? Oh, here we go. Alright. I just had to move towards the door. Master of Whispers. It's an emergency. Okay. To battle. Okay, it's getting a little bit jumpy here. Beta testing, please do remember. Okay. By the right of blood, kill the rogue trader's pet, a wild xenobeast. I would like a little bit longer to read that. Can I move around in the battle? I can still move my camera. Start the battle then. So we have a turn-based turn-based combat system. Obviously, you know, it's 40k. All battle in the game are turn-based. On their turn, the character can move, attack, and use their abilities. Select a position within the selected area and double-click to move the character to the selected cell. Movement points determine how far a character can move. 1 corresponds to 1 cell. Moving diagonally takes away 2 movement points at the beginning of each turn. MP is restored. The higher the character's agility, the more MP they get. Okay, so I can move as far as here. Can I see where my movement points are? They are here, 2, 4, 6. So I can move as far as 6. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe that's action points. Okay. So let's move up. Let's actually face that way. Can I select which way I want to face? I would like... I don't know if actually it matches. Let's just double click. Okay, she did it automatically. To attack, select the single shot icon on the skill bar. Okay. Abilities with the attack tag can only be used once per turn. If you make an attack, you can no longer attack and lose movement points. Okay, so you have to move first, then attack. I press 1. I can press 1 and then attack. Very good. Is that my enemy, is it? Yes, it is. Showing me a few statistics there about the enemy. Other actions. If you still have AP after the shot, you can use other abilities. Well, what does this do? Study. Let's get a study off. Got it. Great. Space to end my turn. Interesting.
Death to the heretics.
So we've got a battle log here. I can scarcely believe it on a day like this. What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. A wild beast breaks free on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. Without taking his eyes off the dead beast, Voidveer removes the Voxcaster from his belt and speaks a few quick orders into the device. Then he turns to you. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan. Some voice acting would be amazing, but you know, we work with what we've got here. Spread out, no one is allowed to enter the premises stations. I'm just going to lower the graphics a touch. Alright, so let's see if that improves the frame rate. I'm afraid I must remain here, Chiliana. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor. Alright, so now we're off on our own, are we? The journal records your current quests, rumours and other assignments. To open the journal, press J. Yes, we did that already. The quests tab marks the progress of the main story and side quests. The rumours and orders sections contain additional information that may lead your character to new events. As the story progresses and the status of the current task changes, you'll see a pop-up at the top of the game screen. Okay, can
Victory awaits.
I can't rotate my camera, can I? No, so we can't actually like change the elevation of the camera here. So we're stuck on this angle, which is fine, I guess. That's the same with most games, isn't it? I think. Alright, let's, I don't know, let's have a little look around. Deck Enforcer, if I see you raise your head again, I'll hand you over to the tech priest. Okay, these are just talking amongst themselves, I suppose. Servant. Can't really engage with any of these people. Let's go in this door here. Okay, so we're open world then. We're not going through loading screens a la Starfield or anything like that. If I see you raise your head again, okay, these guys are kind of overseeing the servants then. Alright, let me just double check our mission here. Follow Conrad. Talk to Theodora. Conrad has decided to remain at the scene. Theodora is at the orrery. She must not be kept waiting. Can I, like, right-click this or double-click it? No. Any way to see my quest location on here? Maybe not. So, do I have to just find the quest myself then? Let me just have another look here, guys. Okay, so we have no orders or rumours, and I actually can't seem to find a way to access this location without... Okay, we found it anyway. That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora, says the man dressed in peculiar garb, his voice tight with tension. His face, half of which is covered by sin skin, is twisted in a grimace of displeasure and disbelief. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide, practically an admission of heresy. The tall grey-haired woman pins him with her gaze, her cybernetic eye flashing crimson. Then suggests an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation no worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion the 6th Edelthrad? Survey the room. Your first impression of Edelthrad, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of parchment-like skin, stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants and bone. Augmentation, a mechanical or electronic cybernetic substitute for biological limbs or organs. The nervously twitching fingers, the face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerky movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. Can I zoom in on these characters a little bit? Can't actually move in this screen. In stark contrast to Edelthrad, Theodora features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Edelthrad. Behind the two of them, you see two more men. One is a grey-haired officer of impeccable bearing who is studying the contents of his data slate. digital storage device similar to a tablet computer. The other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manner of weapons. Our second candidate has joined us. The dry female voice and the powerful feeling of being watched force you to look at Theodora. The rogue trader is looking straight at you, and her gaze, like herself, is predatory and oppressive. Juliana, approach and give me your answer. Passive skill checks. Characters' skills reflect their current level of knowledge and abilities. Sometimes you can get additional information in dialogue if a passive skill check was successful. Skill checks use the character from the party with the highest value. Okay. Alright, here we go. Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion the Sixth, a new world on the fringes of the Corona's expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say. But attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. Bit of a spelling mistake there, grammar error. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with the poisoned treasure? Law warp succeeded. Okay, I'm not sure that's something to do with our ability. Why should I concern myself with making this decision? I always have servants on hand. These reports of spirits certainly sound like evidence of heresy. I would put my interests first. I do not know. I mean, I don't know. Let's go with this one. There are ways to confirm whether what is happening on Ion 6 is witchcraft or not. It might cost several cycles to do so, but it will give us the answer. Theodora smirks. Thorough but presumptuous. It took me a great deal to find one psyker, an individual of any intelligent species who possesses some degree of psychic ability, who could serve me well for many years, yet you speak of several. Edelthrad, I don't know whether we did a good job there or not. Edelthrad looks at you with the warmth of a snake. Sanctioned psychers are rare and valuable instruments of the Golden Throne. An arcane cybernetic artifact that encases God Emperor's physical remains entire and preserve them using stasis fields and psi-fusion reactors. So clearly this game is a very, very deep dive into the world of Warhammer 40k, alright. Okay, or do you, Juliana, suggest that we use heretics who are an offence to the God Emperor's light? It would be rather careless of you to utter such profanity in the presence of his faithful servants. We are both servants of the God Emperor and Lady Theodora. Does it become anyone of our status to engage in petty feuds? Let's just go with that. Edelthrad looks at you with suspicion. Even among his flock, not all are of a piece. Juliana, I suggest you familiarise yourself with that fact before you are sorely... Edelthrad. Theodora's tone renders him silent. I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview. We've never played a game on this channel with this much reading, but, you know, we'll carry on into this for your sake. Okay, we can actually scroll up here too. I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time. Edelthrad bows ceremoniously and takes his leave without sparing you another look. Alright, so, we haven't seen much of the game yet, obviously. But, you know, we'll carry on. I'll carry on without making any cuts. Theodora's gaze follows him as he leaves, then she turns to you. So, Juliana, why are you here? I do not know just yet. I hope you will clarify that. Clarity, a luxury that few of us can afford. There is a reason why I did not explain all the details of the question I posed to you earlier. Beyond the borders of the Imperium, seldom is one granted an opportunity to enjoy information in abundance. This, however, is one such opportunity. My name is Theodora von Valentius Massimo of Scarus. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of Humanity, and my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic, the warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. The sacred imperial relic document, yeah, okay, we heard about that. Mine is the honour to venture into the darkness beyond the Imperium and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign and bode death and ruin to us all. We can hit the one key to continue. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you, Chiliana, are one of those with the von Valencius blood in their veins, and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes. Let's just go with the first one. I am ready to take on this sacred purpose. Oh yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. I mean, I did kill like a crazy lion monster just about 10 minutes ago. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honour of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful, if not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Theodora sighs and looks away pensively for a brief moment. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Conrad Voigtveer served me for many years before he made his mistake. One of, does this mean there are other heirs? Naturally. Some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Edelthrad may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate. Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now? The Vox affixed to Theodora's attire suddenly comes to life. So a Vox is a piece of technology used to communicate over short distances or to record sound. Theodora winces, shuts off the transmission and gives you an imperious nod. What's this? Oh, this is telling us we've got further options here. I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge. Okay. I'm gonna move on, guys, okay? Because obviously there's a lot of reading and a lot of lore going on here. I'm trying to give you a bit of an intro video and not like a super deep dive experience here. However, obviously, if you're into this kind of lore, you've got a real treat on your hands here. In that case, I shall head to Theodora's Vox Awakens once more. This time, you pick up shouting. The Lord Captain freezes, listening to the Voxcast, then nods and draws her weapon. Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. She glances at you. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you had anticipated. Looks like we've been boarded. Alright, so the world pauses. Alright, I've just turned things down a little touch there. So it doesn't look like we have much that we can do in this part here. I mean, I can inspect, but I don't know how to inspect anything. We are hearing some activity, but I think that is just ambient because the world is actually paused. A little bit of a nice touch there though, I suppose. I guess, I don't know, maybe some people might not like the fact that you have that activity in the background. Anyway. Let's start the battle. Theodora uses the ability kill them, so she's commanding her people, I suppose. Can I move this around? I can't.
I took care of this one.
So he's doing something over here. Looks like we have a little bit of a problem with optimization there, a little bit of a jerkiness. Let's get rid of this. Okay, so he dodged. So this is our turn order here. We're next, I think. Yes, cover. Okay, use cover to avoid enemy attacks. Cover to hide behind a marked... covers to hide behind are marked with a shield or a shield with a skull. Standing close to them, the character will automatically take an advantageous position. In this case, the chance that enemy attacks will hit the cover and not the character behind them increases. The character will not receive a bonus if attacked from a non-covered side. Alright, so we've got cover over here, it looks like. Do we? Where am I seeing cover? Maybe somewhere here. Yeah, so we can't actually move super far, but I don't know whether or not I want to take cover, guys. Maybe I want to attack. So, although we're clearly going to be in line of sight, maybe we should. I don't know. Let's just take cover, see what happens. Can I attack him?
Nothing of value has been lost.
Nice. Can I study? Okay, I've got a critical here. Deals increased damage equal to the character's crit damage stat. Defaults to 150% of their normal damage. However, certain talents, yep, that will improve the situation. Good. And study. Like, maybe... I guess this is going to, like, apply some sort of weakness or... Yeah, I guess it's going to apply some sort of weakness. I can right-click him. I've got clue there. So I guess study actually reveals maybe some of these stats. What about if I click this guy? Okay, so they're all the same kind of enemy. So maybe it's just revealing, you know, the sort of generalized stats here. Anyway, lesson, not lesson. Move complete. Nice. Yeah, so we've got a little bit of an optimization thing. You can see it's a little bit jerky at times. Some of the effects.
Of the Imperium!
Alright, positive effect. In a world full of deadly dangers, the help of allies can save your life. Look closer. Your character has received a temporary positive effect from a companion. To learn more about the effect, hover over the small icon next to the character's portrait. That will be over here. The target of this ability gains plus 50 BS till the end of combat. I don't know what BS means. Battle status? I don't know. That's a total guess. That's a complete guess. I don't know what BS actually means. Is there a codex? Formation. Okay, so formation is going to apply to obviously a group of people. How do I find out what BS means? Is there a codex? Ballistic skill, BS. Measures a character's accuracy with all forms of ranged weapons. So over here, we click down here. The Corpus Valentius, which was L, gives us a massive, well, essentially a codex. Alright. So, who's left alive? We've got this guy up here. I mean, let's just get a shot off on him. Legendary. I really, really like the fact that I just shot off both of his legs. That's fantastic. And I would like to do that again. So we can't move now, can we? Alright, end our turn then.
Reduce to dust!
I can already see this game is
I took care of this one.
wonderfully deep. I could get immersed in this world, I feel. I don't know how many of you guys who watch my channel are into this kind of content, but this is something I could potentially play on the second channel, which I've just actually got myself established with. There is a link down below if you're interested in maybe subscribing to that, if you want to see a bit more of maybe an alternate kind of gameplay. Alright, Theodora waves her hand in a commanding gesture. Mort. Take a team with you and clear a path to the transport land. Do not let transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive. The rogue trader turns her eyes to you. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck. Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security makes them that much more susceptible to the harsh realities of warp transitions. She looks at the Vox in her hand. All you can hear is lifeless static. What are your orders? She breaks eye contact with you. Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the arch militant requires aid. And be quick about it. Okay, the officer's deck is under attack by an unknown enemy, so Arc Militant Mort has left to clear the way. I would like to confirm that myself before it disappears. Also, do I have any indication here of where on Earth I'm supposed to go? Because I don't see... What is that? What is that? Oh, that's just me. That's just the camera. Yeah, I don't see any indication here of what the hell or where the hell she is talking about. I mean, okay, it's over here, isn't it? Okay, alright. What's going on here? It's actively... Why are they actively fighting? Do I have to, like, engage them or something? How? Can I go up here? Okay, maybe it's not this way. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's a little bit of a cutscene there. Why can't I get down there? Okay.
None shall stand in my way.
I don't know why I can't get down there. I just don't seem to be able to walk there. So let's, I don't know, let's go this way then.
I'm always ready.
Okay, so you can double click on your character's portrait and it follows your character automatically. Okay, Conrad Voigtveer lets out a sigh of relief upon seeing you. Thank Providence, you are alive and well. Can I use the number pad keys? No, I can't. Always on time, eh, Conrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it. Conrad pointedly looks away from the Arc Militant to you. Mort, pull yourself together. The Arc Militant looks back at you. Why did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We are all done here. I'll report right away. Mort pulls his Vox from the belt and hurriedly reports on the situation. Okay, Master of Whispers. What is happening on my ship? The VoxNet is silent. A piece of technology used to communicate over short distances. Oh yeah, we read that before, did we? Or was it called something else? The Vox Master is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my Arc Militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report! I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Gellerfield failures. But communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only Vox casts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officers' deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organised mutiny. If this is indeed a severe case of warp madness, then the situation is dire. You don't know the half of it. Mort is in the middle of checking his arsenal. There's only one thing worse than the warp addling the brains of our crew, and that's the warp itself crawling all over our decks. I shouldn't even think about it. It's bad luck. Your orders, Lord Captain. First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure, and I have the means to do both things at once. Her expression changes as her eyes flash ominously. Theodora looks at Voidveer. Ethelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons. I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18. Blast it. Master of Whispers, find Ethelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arc Militant with me. I must go to my study, and it appears that we might encounter heretics along the way. Chiliana, Theodora glances at you thoughtfully. If I may, Lord Captain, Voidveer's voice is soft and cautious. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and our goal is to bring Ethelthrad back. I could use some support. After all, I am not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the house as the esteemed Arc Militant, and taking into consideration Ethelthrad's psychopowers. Okay. So I can read this in the journal. Oh, okay, they did that by itself. We were obviously in the middle of dialogue there. And then it's settled, Chiliana. Find Ethelthrad and return here in any state. This elevator, she points at the massive doors, leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both, do you understand? In any state, what does that mean? We are in the warp. Considering the attack, there could be a disruption in the Geller field, and the infiltration of malevolent forces onto the decks. Psychers might react to this in the most unpredictable ways. Enough. You, Master of Whispers, must not allow my heir to turn into a mindless mutant and to perish the Enforcer's fire, from Enforcer's fire. Do anything but bring me back Ethelthrad. I hear and obey, Lord Captain. Then move out. Mort, come. Alright. Moving on. Voidveer gives you a nod. Are you ready to head to 18? It's a long walk and you do not even have proper gear. I have a proposition. Since I am the more important person here, you can go in the front to shield me. I shall make do. Lead the way. Of course you will. He rummages in his pocket for something. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. But that is no longer relevant. With a pop and a sharp crackle, something hits you in the abdomen and you are consumed by unbearable gut-wrenching pain. Oh. Betrayal. You dastardly dog. Heretic. I promised you a special destiny, Chiliana. It's time to fulfill it. Alright, so we're being void-napped. Kidnapped and thrown into the void, potentially. Or something like that. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just making up words to sound like I know what I'm talking about. The Imperium's unswerving hostility toward anything that challenges its laws and dogma has calcified over thousands of years. An Imperial subject who deviates from this sanctioned hatred risks their very life. Kind of a cool screenshot there. Cool thumbnail, you know? Alright, while Lord Captain and her officers are busy crushing the revolt, someone needs to find Ethelthrad. Yes, we know. Careful, careful, be gentle with our guest. She has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warrant. Sacred Imperial relic document that affirms the preeminent rights of a rogue trader throughout the galaxy. Okay, looks down at you. You are back with us, I see. Delightful. What is the... No, you two-faced scum. You are the one behind this mayhem. How perceptive of you, Chiliana. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself. Why, you... Okay, we are in the anteroom of the warrant chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power, the sacred warrant of trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind, you will offer your blood to the Sentinel. What is it, inbred? Is your blood too thin for the Sentinel? On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, von Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me, but you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for? I have no... Okay, will you let me join you? Do that one. I may consider it, once you have done what I need you to do. Go on then, I will help you, as long as you spare my life. Turning into a little bit of a coward here, aren't we? There's a good girl. Yeah, it's a trick. It's a trick. Then go to the Sentinel at the gates of the warrant chamber and fulfill your destiny. I had hoped to feed Edelthrod to the machine. He is the one who caught Theodora's eye after all. But since procuring him has proved difficult, you will have to do. Shoot him in the back of the head. When he's not looking. Even when he is looking, still shoot him in the back of the head. Okay, your character skills, yeah, we know that. In the Gateway arc, you see a cogitator, any type of digital computer in the Imperium of Man, with a human likeness built into the front panel. Okay. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, mindless cybernetic drones created from a fusion of human flesh and robotic technology used to carry out simple manual tasks. An obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. The Sentinel turns its head to you, one of its eye sockets lighting up with two ember-like irises. Yeah, do it. Tech. Examine the device. Succeeded. Gain 7 experience. You carefully inspect the design of the gate cogitator. What immediately catches your eye is the strange alloy that was used as material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect that you are looking at a technological relic known as archaeotech, incredibly rare and powerful technology from the ancient age of humanity. The servitor on the gate begins to move. With the screeching and groaning of metal, it leans forward, closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharp metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vid screen to the right of you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. Look for anything that could be used as a weapon. You look around in the hopes of finding at least something. I like this. I like this. I like this idea of a tabletop kind of game. I've been thinking a lot lately about getting into like Solasta, Crown of the Magister. I've also got Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. Obviously Baldur's Gate 3 is on the list too, but I just really like this. I wish actually from the beginning of this video that I'd gone a lot slower, taken my time with it, not rushed the reading so much, so you know, I kind of apologise for that, but anyway, we're getting into the swing of it now. Your search is in vain. You find the chamber anteroom is completely empty and in perfect working condition. Nary a broken panel or a protruding piece of rebar in sight. Damn it. Examine. No, let's just place a hand in the Sentinel's maw. The Sentinel's jaws clamp around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately, I like all these sound effects too, you hear humming as the servo motors start up and the pumps stir into motion. The vidscreen of the cogitator flickers. Several long minutes pass. The Sentinel's jaws remain closed and you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath. Maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this high levels of caustic humours. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance? You do not understand where this quiet voice is coming from, crackling like static. Is it the Sentinel? The cogitator? Is it a figment of your weary mind? Whichever it is, you can clearly hear every word. Yes, I do require assistance. Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol. Legendary. Okay, somebody died. Apologies, guys. That's extremely loud. I've had to mess with the volume like 5 times. Anyway, sorry about that. Are your eardrums bleeding like mine are? It looks like everybody died. suddenly. Oh, they all burst into flames. That's kind of wonderful, isn't it? Okay, we've got some turrets over here. Don't run through the flames. That would probably hurt. Also, we can save the game whenever we want to. Let's do that and then find out if that would have really set us on fire. No? Okay, we're not burnable.
It's about time.
Apparently we can't be burned. Alright, everyone's dead. That's fantastic. The enormous gates match the importance of the thing they protect. The massive doors are made of heavy metal. I would like a little bit longer. I guess, I mean, you can actually read down here. That's fine.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
I don't know why we can, like, face the direction. Is this like a roleplay thing, is it? Because it doesn't really seem to come into, like, any kind of use currently. Also, are we, oh, wow, check this out. Holy moly, who the hell wrote this thing? I think that's the biggest piece of parchment I've ever read. Or is it really just, maybe it's more the fact that we're tiny people? I mean, I don't think that's what it is, but like, are we a tiny race of beings? Probably not. Maybe that's just like a normal page from a book. I don't know. I have questions. Also, I can press tab. I forgot about that. I can hold down tab to highlight interactable objects. Let it be known that by my will and the true words of this document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the paradigm of paragon of humanity, unbroken by. Okay, I'm not reading this. It needs to be slower, and I need to be able to click to decide myself when I finish reading. Oh, what are you? Oh, what the hell? What am I looking at exactly here? Is that a floating head? It is, isn't it? A floating robotic head. It's a Vox skull. The servo skull's creaking gradually turns into comprehensible words. Escort the child to the house to safety. I need a weapon. Give me a weapon. Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations. The servo skull goes silent. Its relays clicking. Second after second passes and you realize that the servo skull will not answer you. Okay, can I contact Theodora? Vox cast. Frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection. In place of the mechanical screeching, the servo skull's Vox projects the voice of Theodora von Valencius, distorted and ridden with static, yet still recognizable beyond a doubt. Vox Master, restore communication with the navigator's sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks. We had a gun. Did that person take our gun? I repeat, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks. Yes, communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection. What madness is happening here? Who are you? Who addresses me? Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the warrant. Sentinel standing by. Lead me away from here. By the right of blood. Nobody must reach the warrant. Okay, fine. Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. The servo skull twitches and makes a few clicks. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured. Okay, so you can use the mouse to like, well, you know, move around. I can double click him, can I? No.
Victory awaits.
Okay, that's kind of weird. I'd probably deactivate that. You can deactivate that, by the way. Having your character like shout out random things in the middle of, for like no reason, totally out of context. Maybe, unless we've got like Tourette's or something. What? What do you want? What are you doing here? You want me to go out? Want me to go outside? Oh, are we supposed to follow you over here? Are we? What's happening? Do I have an objective that I'm ignoring? Meet with the person recently. The storm is brewing. Yeah. Nobody must reach the warrant. A simple order to the sentinel cogitator will lock the chamber. Okay. Oh. You want me to talk to this this fella over here, is it? Here we go. Okay, so there's a little bit to figure out yourself. It's not a problem, is it? That's kind of fine too. Okay. Yes. Seneschal Abelard Wursarian has lost some of his former polish. His forehead is sweating, and one of his sleeves of his coat is torn and soaked through with blood. Nonetheless, despite his heavy breathing, he stands firm and his gaze is demanding, albeit somewhat surprised. Mistress Chiliana, whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you... He surveys the carnage around him, his brow furrows, and he places a hand on his weapon. Throne, preserve me. What is the meaning of this? An arcane cybernetic artifact that encases God Emperor's physical remains entire and preserving them using stasis fields and psi-fusion reactors. Are you with the traitor, Voitvir? Abelard stares at you as if a toad just jumped out of your mouth. Mistress Chiliana, with all due respect, what nonsense are you saying, Conrad? A traitor? Unquestionably. Rocks, a large, half-domesticated reptile widespread in the Imperium. Rocks are most commonly bred as livestock or beasts of burden. Grok's seed. Then it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal all passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels, but now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are all alive and now safe, Mistress Chiliana. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. Abelard examines you critically. You are in a bad way, Chiliana. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without the means of self-defense. He hands you a weapon. Sniper rifle, armored body glove, and medikit. Great. Okay. Injuries and traumas. After falling into a trap that exceeds 50% of their total wounds within one round, the character receives injuries. Injuries reduce the character's stats, and if 3 or more injuries accumulate, the character will get trauma instead of stack of injuries. Yes, also character gets trauma if they completely lose health in battle. Oh, okay, so if you lose all health in battle, you don't necessarily die, but you accrue trauma. Traumas reduce character stats and grant an additional negative effect. If fresh injuries are not treated within 5 rounds, they will become old injuries. Use medikit to restore wounds and heal injuries in and out of combat. After the combat, the wounds of all members of the party are restored automatically, but the received injuries remain. They can be cured with the use of a medikit. Old injuries can also be removed with the medikit, but require additional medicay. Check. This skill helps diagnose and treat injuries. Okay. Traumas can only be healed in the Rogue Traders Quarter on the Void ship. You've received 2 new items. Got it. This one, can I right-click and equip? Yep, I did that. To view properties of an item, hover over its icon and wait for the information tooltip to appear. You can also click right mouse button and then left mouse. Yep. Right mouse. Oh! That was the wrong...
A new challenge for me.
What happened? Did I not actually drop it on the floor? Shit. I dropped it. Does that just then delete it from the world?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Well, do you want to equip it? No? Alright, well, unfortunately... Oh, wait, did I... Did I do it again? Oh, it is there. I was going to say, that's kind of weird that I can't pick that up. All to inventory, accept. What's going on here?
Follow my lead.
What's that on the floor there? There's something there on the floor, isn't there? Look, see it? A little box of some sort. Is it just hovering? I'll tell you what, I'm just going to like test this out, guys, because, you know, if there's a little bit of a bug here, drop it, do it. Okay, never mind. Just wear it then. Fine. Let's move on.
It's about time.
Alright, what do you want now? Oh, I've got 2 characters. Okay, can I like link these up?
This master-crafted patella augment is not fit for a servitor.
How do I bring like both of them along? Oh, I see. Do that then. Alright, can we get out of here? What the hell? What happened?
I'll lay claim to the stars.
This way. Go. Outside. There. Do it. Okay, what do you want? What do you want me to do? The abduction has taken its toll. Seneschal is offered medical assistance. Okay, so I'm supposed to heal. That's what I thought. But how? Why don't you want to use it? Okay, so he can equip these medical kits. So don't tell me. I have to use him. I have to use him to then heal her.
Must act.
Look no further.
I tire.
I am at your service.
This one. F1. On her.
This whoop will make a fine scar.
Easy. Figured it out. Alright. Yes. Good. That is a noticeable improvement, Juliana. Now you are prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost, so apart from scattered voxcasts we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it all. He pauses when the light flickers yet again. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator, a sanctioned noble mutant whose genes allow them to safely guide the warp-capable void ship through the warp, and the master helmsmen are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. In the worst case, they have already lost control of the process, and oh, I've lost my spot. Where was I? They've already lost control of the process, and we all have precious few moments left to live. In the best case, if we manage to reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation, some aboard this vessel may yet survive. Or the Imperium and humanity lead the way, Seneschal. Abelard nods his approval. Come, Chiliana. Then let us do it. A wave of static suddenly erupts from the servo skull, and you can make out Theodora's words through the noise. To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor, fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might destroy those who have dared. The Seneschal's eyes light up, and he smiles with grim determination. The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward.
Don't you dare to cross us!
Combat begins with 0 round. During this round, the characters cannot attack or take other actions, but they can take advantageous positions. During a 0 round, you can move each character in your party up to their maximum MP, movement points, but no closer than 1 cell to the opponent. The distance may vary in different combats. The deployment round will not be available if you are ambushed by enemies. Click left mouse button on the character and then click on the cell to move it once you have placed all the characters. Okay, so I can just put them wherever I want. I can't really seem to like face them in a direction that I want them to go, unless I'm like missing it here as to how to do that. Maybe it doesn't matter. You know, some games it does matter, doesn't it, which direction you face. I tell you what, since she's ranged and he's melee, yes, he's definitely melee. You go there. Also, can you just like continuously, repeatedly move? You can, alright, so you're not losing movement points. I'm wondering if she's going to be able to shoot through his head, or he's not going to block the way, is he? I would say that's probably going to be good. But, ladies and gentlemen, okay, well actually I need to start the battle. Action points are used to perform attacks, and yeah, didn't we read this already? Maybe not. AP is used to perform attacks and use abilities in combat. Their amount is displayed on the abilities bar. Yeah, I read that. I looked at that earlier. Each attack or ability requires a certain AP cost. At the start of each turn, the character's AP is restored to its maximum value. The higher the character's doctrine level, the more AP they have. The combat abilities of the characters differ depending on their class. Yep, kind of obvious. Located at the bottom of the screen. To read this full description, right mouse button. I don't know, that's fine. We'll figure it out, I'm sure. Okay, anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a rather interesting and intriguing look into Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Is that what it's called? Yes, that is definitely what this game is called. As I said, I received a key for this. It's a little bit of a sneak peek into a game that is coming out in about 5 weeks, I do believe. this there's a link down below if you're interested in checking it out. So obviously I've gone like well overboard here with the kind of times that I've been doing for certain videos up to now, usually like 30 to 45 minutes, but well, one, it's a very, very interesting game. I'm actually enjoying the chance to kind of dig into the lore a little bit. And obviously, it's a slow burner if you want to read all the lore. And we read practically a fraction of the responses there that we could have made. So I don't know whether or not that's going to be it on the channel for this game. Maybe you would like to see more. Please do feel free to let me know. This is not the sort of game that we would normally play on the channel, although I am looking to diversify my content a little bit so that we're not just playing the same kinds of games, and giving you the chance also to see lots of different games that are coming out, because I'm getting quite a few different keys given to me by developers, publishers, things like that. So, you know, it's nice to be able to share this with you. However, down below in the description, you'll see a link to a second gaming channel where, you know, if there's things that I really want to play that maybe don't do so well on this channel and you're not really interested in seeing them here, maybe I will play them on the second channel anyway. So you might want to become a subscriber of that. In the meantime, there's also loads of other links down below for your consideration. Thank you for being here for this experience. Let me know if you want to see any more. And I do hope you will join me for another episode of something else very soon. Thank you for watching. Goodbye for now.